All right.
Okay.
Today we are back with another BTS reaction video. The day has finally come. I've been looking forward to today for several weeks.
Me too, brother.
The people have flooded the comments, Jordan.
Yep.
And it reminds me of how the people flooded the comments when we first reacted to Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting those similar feelings.
Yes, sir. But today is not Dang. It's another one that starts with D. It's Daechwita.
Daechwita.
And it's a word for me that when I first saw the word, Jared, I wanted to pronounce it as Daechwita or Daechwita.
Yes. It's a word that we obviously have never seen before.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I didn't think it was a real word. To me, it looked like pieces of many different words, right? I had no idea how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
But one of our viewers has provided us with what we think is an accurate pronunciation of the word.
Yeah.
So Gia Molina writes that the pronunciation of this song by Suga, aka Agust D, is Daechwita.
Daechwita. Daechwita. Rolls off the tongue. Daechwita.
I love it.
So thank you, Gia. We appreciate your help with the pronunciation. So Jared, we have a few other comments to get to. Another one of our viewers, Kath Chu, wrote in and commented under our Dang reaction. And Kath said, Jordan said we'd probably never hear it again. Wait till they hear Daechwita, another masterpiece Oriental trap track. We have to flash back to what I said real quick.
Yeah. And that's why I think it was so gratifying.
Yes, sir.
Because you've never heard it before.
You've never heard it before. And Jared, we will probably never hear something like this again because it hit on every single cylinder that you can hit. So Jared, I was only speaking from never having heard anything like this up to that point.
Yeah.
From BTS. And Dang is still my favorite BTS song.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That we've heard in full.
Yeah.
We heard snippets of On, we heard different snippets, and we heard Save Me, which is right up there as well. But Dang is the perfect sounding song. And listening to it in the car confirmed that for me, Jared. And if you want to check out our car reaction, our recent car reaction, where we play Dang in the car, everybody, you can check that out on our Patreon right now. It was a danger. It almost blew our speakers out.
Yeah, I don't know if they're ready for that.
Yeah.
But I think that Kath Chu hits on the reason why we loved Dang so much.
Yes.
Because it was an Oriental trap track.
Right. You don't hear that often, Jared.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
An Oriental trap track.
Yeah.
We love trap. We love that 808 bass.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
You add in the Oriental instrumentation and it just elevates it completely.
Yeah. That's why it's up there.
So thank you, Kath, for that comment. The next comment, Jordan, comes from Eli Min.
Yep.
And Eli writes, "It's Daechwita time. I remember you guys pausing and losing it during Taylor's introduction to BTS members after hearing Daechwita. We've been telling you, you've been sleeping on so much great Agust D stuff."
We have.
Jordan, let's do another flashback.
All right.
So let's just pause real quick. Sorry, this is amazing.
I didn't know hip hop, rap was this big in South Korea.
Yeah.
How have we not heard these songs? These are great songs.
And it's so sad to feel as we feel right now, like we've been in a bubble.
Oh my goodness. Exactly.
We've been in the bubble because, we're thinking in hip hop originated in New York City in the 1970s.
Yep.
And we're thinking that that's the extent of it.
Right. This is worldwide now, Joe. This is global, man.
This is global. So we have heard Daechwita, a little bit of it.
Just a snippet.
Before, and it did that to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The next comment comes from Cassie Baker, one of our patrons. Cassie says, can't wait to see you guys dip into Yoongi's discography. He writes and produces his own music. Flow, words, beats, very colorful in more ways than one. Suga is a very character-based writer. He embodies the perspective of his lyrics because the character is him. Ooh, I love that. He writes about his experience and isn't one to sugarcoat things. Pun intended. I am OT7, but I am not afraid to say he knows how to bias wreck, y'all. Get ready, no doubt. He's already wrecked one of you. You know who you are. That's me.
Yeah, man.
From what?
You had expressed that RM was your bias to begin with.
Yeah.
And Suga has absolutely bias wrecked you.
Oh, no doubt, but he's bias wrecked us both.
True.
I mean, do we need one more flashback?
Of what?
Cypher 2?
Okay.
Let's just give the people one more flashback, Jude.
나도 알아봐라 널 잡고 가는 다른 커리어는 하나만 하겠지만 꼭 살아남아 꾸준히 죽서가 아마 니들 꼬리표는 아마 추억 같은 인생 너 이름은 알아봐라 네 덩치에 비해 이름은 가는 뻔네 붕어처럼 널 볼 때마다 맘만 퍼난 네 음악의 커리어 동맥에 마침표
Oh no.
Yeah!
You got me, Jordan. You got me.
Everybody, Cypher's coming this month. Stay tuned. Cassie continues, strap yourselves in. The bumps might give you whiplash and you just might come out liking it. We just might come out liking the whiplash. Is that what Cassie's saying?
Yes.
All right, Jared. Just very quickly, I'm going to go ahead and buckle up.
How's it always so simple for you to buckle up, Jordan?
I use WD-40.
Can I get some?
It's in there. You got to go get it if you want it.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I'm just going to spray a little bit of it.
All righty. Much smoother, right?
Smooth indeed, Jordan. Now I'm just hoping it doesn't slip out because we need to stay strapped in.
Okay. Thank you, Cassie.
Jordan, the next comment I'm going to read comes from another one of our patrons, Elizabeth Hunt.
Alrighty.
And Elizabeth writes, Daechwita by Agust D 20 times. And ends it by saying, that's all.
All right. So that, I mean, what more can we say?
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Profound comment. Right there. Profound.
And the very, very last comment comes from Tasnima. Tasnima says, oh my God, if you do react to Daechwita, then you can react to the vocal line and rap line, performing it too, just like dang.
Don't tell us that, Tasnima. Sorry, Tasnima.
Jared, that's what made Dang so special.
Yeah.
When you got to hear the vocal line rapping. So we get that again here with Daechwita.
Yeah. So, Jordan, the unfortunate part of what we're about to do, the fortunate, unfortunate part, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's both fortunate yet unfortunate, is that we're going to be saving the vocal line / rap line performance until the very end.
We have to.
But I don't know if I'll be able to sit and wait for that. Like, the anticipation will be through the roof. I'm going to try to keep this seatbelt on.
Yeah, just try your best, man.
Yeah, but that's going to be special.
Yeah, we have a lot to get to, so let's jump right in. First, we are going to read up on Daechwita so we can understand what the word actually means.
Yeah.
So let's head to Wikipedia really quickly. Okay, so on Wikipedia, it says that Daechwita, and in parentheses, it says great blowing and hitting, is a genre of Korean traditional music consisting of military music played by wind and percussion instruments, generally performed while marching or as a static performance.
So Daechwita
Is a genre
is an entire genre of music.
of Korean traditional music.
Huh. Okay, what's it mean by great blowing and hitting?
I don't know.
Like, is that part of the genre?
Or is that what the word actually means?
Yeah. Because I can imagine, great blowing and hitting cymbals maybe, great blowing of instrumental pipes.
Yeah. And if we look at this picture right here, it says Daechwita, musicians performing for the changing of the guard at Gyeongbok Palace in Seoul. So if you look at some of the instruments they're holding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I know this may be a little detour, but should we check out a brief snippet of a Daechwita performance by the military?
명금이라 대치타 하랍진다. 예.
Here's the hitting. The blowing?
Yeah. Look, Daechwita meaning loudly blowing and hitting. This military music that was often performed when the soldiers were marching or when the king was going on an outing. Wind instruments that produce single notes such as the nagak, which is made of a big conch shell, and nabals, long straight brass horn, as well as percussion instruments such as jing, a large gong, jabara, small cymbals, yangago, drum, play central roles in the music. And I can no longer keep up.
The music begins and ends with a rallying word. I'm not even gonna get the track.
Unrestrained melody.
Wow.
Okay. Come together in a stirring performance.
Yeah.
That's a good word for it. Okay.
Wow. Very interesting. The blowing does not stop.
Yeah, neither does the hitting, Jared.
Yeah.
It's constant.
It's constant. And in order to play an instrument like that,
Yeah.
I have to assume it requires some pretty strong lungs.
Some high lung capacity. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Man. Okay, so the very, very last thing, Jared, before we jump into the music video, let's find out what album this song was on.
Okay.
Because it's a Suga song. Let's find out where it's from.
According to BTS Wiki, Daechwita is a song by Agust D. The song was released on May 22nd, 2020.
Ooh.
And is the second track featured on the mixtape D2. Okay, so again, we are teleporting into the future
Yeah.
of our BTS journey and getting a taste of what people are saying is one of Suga's best works.
Jared, we're getting a taste of Suga.
Yeah.
Our blood sugar levels are about to rise, Jared.
Yeah, and we've been restricting ourselves heavily. We haven't eaten sweets.
Suga is the only member of BTS that we haven't listened to a solo work
Yes.
from yet.
Yes. And when the people started telling us that, it came as sort of a shock to us.
Yeah.
Right. We have done this totally unintentionally.
Yeah.
It sort of made me sad because we haven't gotten a taste of one of the best rappers
Yes.
on the planet, we have a feeling. But today that's about to change.
Today that's going to change. Jared, we've talked for far too long.
Yeah.
It's time to jump in to Daechwita. So here we go. This is Suga, aka Agust D, Daechwita. Enjoy, everybody.
Is that Sugar?
That's Suga.
Come on, Sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
정말 조신의 왕된 놈 미쳐버린 범광의 flow 개천 출신의 영대 몸 그게 내가 곧 사는 법 미안 걱정은 말라고 나도 잃을 것만 타고 바꾼 뒤뒤에가 누구 내가 챙겨다 잡수고 말이 안 되지 yeah. 네가 계란이 yeah. 범으로 태어났지 적어도 너처럼 약하진 않지 촉박되는 강제롱 잔치 속가 존나게 어이없지 싹 다 죽여 난 예의 없이 새끼 그래 너 예외 없이 flexing 난 없지 yo, 다 없지 Who's the king, who's the boss 다 알잖아 내 이름 이만 상식이 그 강장놈의 목을 쳐 나를 타기엔 이 나라는 아직 여전히 작아 누가 시간은 그 미래 내 시간은 더 빅산데 틱탁 빈 새끼도 면상에다 침을 꽉 뱉 없는 내 우리 박수역 비리며 퉁퉁퉁퉁퉁퉁 참 감사해 내가 천천히 메꾸자 그런 이유로 약간 발단에 애잔하게 끝이 없네 재능이 없는 거지 뭐 원하는 건 모두 가졌지 이제는 물려 가져야만 만족이 될지 내가 원했던 건 너 때문에 돈 번다면 이 다음은 도대체 뭐지 그 다음은 그래 뭘 관심이 느껴지는 현타위가 없는 현상 위험보다 난 이젠 강하게 맘보다가 이대로 척취하고파 I'm a king, I'm a boss 새겨놔 내 이름 이만 산 새끼들 강장놈의
Look at him.
I'm a king, I'm a boss 다 알잖아 내 이름 이만 산 새끼들 강장놈의 먹을 그
Off with their heads, Jared. Hold up. Both of them are Suga, right?
This is not a music video.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Is that a gun? Or no?
Yeah.
Where do you want to begin, Jordan? Let's begin, first of all, by saying that...
We mispronounced the word this entire time.
Have we?
Daechwita.
No.
Yeah, it's Daechwita, Jared. We've been saying Daechwita.
Really? Daechwita.
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 That's what Gia was trying to tell us. Daechwita.
Not Daechwita.
Daechwita would be with an S.
With
in
an
it,
S.
Jared.
Daechwita.
That's first of all.
How do we get that wrong?
I have no idea.
Okay, yeah, that's first and foremost. Jordan, the word I often use after listening to a BTS song and watching the music video is package.
Yep.
Right? This right here was not a package. It was a production.
Yes. A great word for it.
Yeah, this was a production. We have so much content to get to.
Yeah.
That'll help us better understand all the context behind this song, everything that was going on in the music video, the lyrics, all of that. But can we just start off here by saying that Suga changed up his flow maybe 10 different times?
Flows for days, Jared.
Flows
That's
for
what
days.
Suga had in this song. He didn't have enough time for all the flows that he wanted to let off.
Yeah. There was a point, I don't know if you caught it, where he was blindfolded.
Yeah.
And he almost dropped down to like a whisper, right? His not quite a whisper, but the tone of his voice dropped down.
Yeah.
Yet his flow was just as disgusting as it was throughout the entirety of this song.
You want to know what else was pretty disgusting but fit the song? There was a point where he said, I spit in your face.
Ugh.
And he spit towards the camera in their face.
I didn't see that.
That was my favorite part of this entire production.
Yeah.
He literally said, and I spit in your face. And he spit. And here at the very end, Jared, it ended with off with your heads. Off with your heads.
As he's banging his head back and forth, right?
As there's many, I don't know if they're of him or of different people on the ground just bobbing their heads. Because that's what this song sort of makes you do.
Yeah, and by the end of it, Suga still has his head.
Right, I thought it was going to get...
I know, the guys got the sword. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was a gun at the very end, and that's how the song ended.
Yeah. Can we just listen to that one part where he's blindfolded?
Okay.
And the volume of his voice lowers a little bit.
Okay.
누가 시간은 그 미래 내 시간은 더 빙상들 틱탁 빙상기도 명상의 아침을 꽉 꺾인 적이 없는 맥주
He said you gotta stick up your ass. I spit in your face.
Ooh.
Is that what he just said?
TikTok.
Gotta stick up your ass. I'm about to spit.
And then he does his repetition here with up, 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 up.
I'm so thankful I'm a genius. Where was that part?
Watch, he's about to get quiet here. Watch.
Okay.
원하는 건 모두 가졌지 이제는 뭘 가져야만 만족이 될지 내가 원했던 건너 담는 건 논다면 걸걸 이 다음은
See?
Yeah.
그 다음은 그래 뭘까 심이 느껴지는 현타 위가 없는 현상 위험보다 난 이젠 강하게 마음보다가 이대로 쫓아오고 I'm a king I'm a boss
He did a whole lot with his voice in this song.
And I don't know if that would be called a flow change, right? That is just changing the level of his voice.
Yeah.
But that flow is still crazy. It's like Suga telling us, I can rap loud, soft, high, low, left, right, up, down.
Yeah.
I can do it all.
Yeah. And it sort of sounded like he paralleled the beat.
Ah, did the beat go down there as well?
I think, right?
이제는 물도 가져야만 만족이 될지 내가 원했던 건 너 담은 넌 담은 걸걸 이 다음은 도대체 뭐지 그 다음은 그래 뭘 관심이 느껴지는 현타 위가 없는 현상 위험보다 난 이젠 강하리 맘보다가 이대로 척하고 I'm a king I'm a boss 새겨 놓아
Right? Ah, yeah.
이만 세게
Something.
Yeah, some of the instruments were removed during
Right.
that part. Wow.
Man, he's a fire spitter.
He's a fire spitter. You know, this was a chaotic production movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's time to learn about the song itself.
Okay, so we're heading over to Dual Set. And according to Dual Set, this song was produced by Agust D and El Captain. And it was written by Agust D and El Captain. And there's a note here that reads, Daechwita or Daechwita or Daechwita, however one wants to pronounce this word.
Yeah.
Literally means great blowing and hitting.
Yep.
Is a genre of Korean traditional music consisting of military music played by wind and percussion instruments, generally performed while marching. And we read that on Wikipedia. This track contains a sample from Daechwita by National Gugak Center.
Okay.
And the center also has video clips on YouTube.
And that's, you know, we watched a video from their YouTube channel, I believe, or from the National Gugak Center
Yes.
in the beginning. Jared, we need to learn how to pronounce these Korean words.
Yeah.
Because-
I mean, there may be many different pronunciations of this word, Jordan.
Okay. But I think it more so has to do with how we say the word and how
Yeah.
you break it up, like Daechwita instead of Daechwita.
Yeah.
It's like how you say it. You can still, I imagine, say it as Daechwita.
But you also have to recognize that the word itself is the genre of a particular type of music.
Yeah.
And it is the name of an Agust D song. So Suga is pronouncing it a certain way in his song. I wonder if people pronounce it in different ways, right? Suga is saying Daechwita, Daechwita. And some people may pronounce it as Daechwita.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know?
it's an interesting word.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below how you pronounce Daechwita.
And if there is a correct way to pronounce it.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into these lyrics, Jordan.
Okay.
Suga begins, Daechwita, Daechwita, hey, play it loud, Daechwita. And he says that line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Daechwita, Daechwita, hey, play it loud, Daechwita. It shines, shines, my crown shines. Don't forget the old days. We so fly, on a chartered airplane, we so fly. Born a slave, risen to a king. A tiger who's gone crazy. Gwanghai flow or Gwanghai flow. And the note here reads, Gwanghai Gun was the 15th king of the Joseon dynasty. He was deposed and not restored and given the temple name. The born a slave, risen to a king line seems to be based on the fictional plot of the 2012 movie Masquerade.
Okay.
Interesting.
Let's check that out quick.
Okay. Where the king finds a double in order to avoid the constant threat of assassination.
A body double?
Yeah, another person. There's also a 2019 drama, The Crowned King, which is a remake of Masquerade. Okay, so this really is a production.
Yeah, and it's deep, Jared.
It's deep.
Gwanghai flow.
But that line, Jordan,
Historical.
born a slave, risen to a king. If Suga is in any way sort of using that line to describe his own journey,
Himself, yeah.
that hits. Right? And these are some very powerful words, Jordan. Right? He's saying born a slave, risen to a king. He appears to be referencing this movie that has a fictional plot, but very interesting choice of words.
Yes, slave is a loaded term no matter how you use it.
Yes.
But it's interesting he uses the dichotomy of slave and king.
Yes.
Right? And down here, rags to riches.
Yep.
And I just have to say, Jared, there's a song called Rags to Riches by Rod Wave featuring Little Baby.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite song at the moment. And it's the song I play at the gym when I need to get through the last 5 minutes, the last 3 to 5 minutes of a hard workout. Rags to Riches by Rod Wave. Check it out, everybody. So he continues, rags to riches. That's exactly the way I live. I'm sorry, but don't worry about me. I have lots to lose. I trapped the past in a rice chest.
Ooh.
And there's a note that says, the above line references the story of Crown Prince Sado, who died of starvation by being confined in a rice chest, which was by order of his father. So he says, I trapped the past in a rice chest. Okay. And I'll take mine and eat them all. Calling me a dog, it doesn't make sense. I was born a tiger.
Ooh.
I'm not weak like you, at least. And it says there's a reference to Give It To Me. Is that a song?
Yeah, it looks like a song. Another
Okay.
Agust D song.
Another Agust D Suga song. Born a tiger, I can't live like a dog. That's what he says in that song.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's a double entendre. This word can be number 1 to be weak or number 2 to do drugs.
Interesting.
So I was born a tiger. I'm not weak like you, at least.
A lot of metaphors going on here, a lot of references, a lot of imagery,
Yeah.
right? Tiger, dog, slave, king, rags to riches.
A lot of dichotomies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? The bottom of the bottom, the top of the top.
Yes.
A talent show of petty little shits. A talent show of petty little shits. I assume he's talking about other people now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I find it ludicrous. I kill you all, no courtesy.
Suga's not playing. He's not playing.
You yeah, you, no exception.
No exception.
Nobody. Jared, off with all of your heads.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I got to do it, but off with all of your heads.
Ugh.
Flexing, I don't do it. I don't need it. Who's the king? Who's the boss? Everyone knows my name. These who are all talk, cut his head off immediately. And there's a note that says the above line is something you'd hear in historical dramas when executing someone as shown in the music video. So this is something that's new to us, Jared.
Yeah.
We are not familiar with a lot of historical dramas,
Yeah.
especially Korean historical dramas. Cut his head off. That is like very, very graphic. I mean, maybe not graphic when you think of many of the films that are made even in America.
Yeah.
But to hear it in a song, I don't know if I've ever heard someone say cut his head off in a song.
No, and I mean, if this wasn't a piece of art, right?
Yeah.
A song that contains lyrics like this and notes that highlight references.
Yeah.
If we were just reading this, Jordan, you'd be seriously concerned, right? And we would think, oh gosh, somebody's about to get their head cut off. But given that this is a piece of art, hey, the more the merrier. Let's keep going, Jordan.
Daechwita, Daechwita. Hey, play it loud. Daechwita. That's a catchy little hook.
Yeah.
And he repeats that several times. Daechwita.
And then he continues, after making a good haul, I fly on a chartered airplane right away.
Just to be clear, chartered is what? Because I get confused when they talk about chartered, private.
Yeah.
Is chartered like a private plane?
Let's search that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a private charter is by definition private.
Okay. So Suga's flying private. But he says, after making a good haul,
Ooh.
I fly on a chartered airplane right away.
A good haul of what? Money?
I hope it's not heads. Right. That's the first thing that came to my mind, Jordan.
That's the first thing that came.
After cutting off all your heads, I hop on the private airplane right away.
Did he sell the heads?
I don't know what's going on, Jordan.
I'm going to assume that he's talking about money here after
Okay.
making a good haul of money. But
The
What do
money,
I know?
I see money in a few lines down, so maybe.
okay.
To contain me, this country is still small.
Oh, South Korea?
South Korea, perhaps. Woo, who said time is money? My time is more expensive. Woo.
Spit sugar. Literally.
Tick tock. You with a stick up your John, I frankly didn't expect Suga to go there.
To be this graphic.
Yeah. And there's a note here that reads, this word, Sianobi,
It's all you, Jared.
are virtuous classical scholars during the Goryeo and Joseon dynasties. These days, this word is used as a slang to describe someone who's always serious,
Okay.
ethically conservative, not fun, and inclined to make objections about other people's opinions.
Like you got to stick up your.
You got to stick up your ass.
That's
I like
terminology that we've heard over here.
Yeah. I might write that word down,
What word?
this word here, or this term. And when we do learn Korean,
Yeah.
I'm going to jot this down in my notebook, Jorn.
All right.
And your favorite line, Jorn, I spit in your face.
Oh, love it.
I spit in your face.
That's not onomatopoeia. That's spit in your face,
That's
Jared.
onomatopoeia.
This guy today, Jared. What's gotten into you? You are just a little funny guy today, aren't you? Onomatopoeia.
I like that.
That was a good one, buddy.
That's a sugar. You know, we're going to use these little references later on, and it'll be like a quiz for all of you. Right? When did Jared and Jordan say onomatopoeia?
Listen. BTS Jeopardy? Coming soon?
Any takers? Anyway, yeah, we'll just leave that there. Suga continues, the revenue, new, that has never gone down. Our Bang Shiyuk PD dance C every day. So there was the repetition.
And onomatopoeia goes off of I spit in your face. Boom.
Ah,
The revenue, new. The dances. It's like he uses a lot of that in this song.
I'm so thankful that I'm a genius.
That line stuck out to me. That's not arrogant to me. That's
the opposite of arrogance.
what is it?
He's grateful, Jordan, that he's a genius.
No, but it's like, I'm thankful that I'm a genius. It's the utmost confidence.
Yeah.
It's just brushing on arrogance. It's right there.
Yeah.
Jared, but the fact that he's able to spit this well in a song.
Yeah.
He's able to say this.
Exactly.
I'm so thankful that I'm a genius.
When you do what Suga is doing lyrically,
Yeah.
you can be thankful that you're a genius. Doing drugs for such a petty excuse. I feel sorry for you. It's just that you have no talent.
Oh my goodness.
I got everything I wanted. I wonder what else I should have to feel satisfied.
Because I can take it.
Ooh, off with the head.
Like now cutting off their heads is the only thing that satisfies me because I have everything. I'm on chartered planes. I have money, revenue, new, going up.
Yeah.
Now ending them, me at the top is what will satisfy me. Suga's coming for that top spot, Jared.
He's coming for the top spot, but he's also expressing those deep, dark thoughts, Jordan.
Oh,
Lyrically. He's not coming out hosting a press conference saying, I want to cut off all your heads.
you think those are dark thoughts though? I feel like that's part of the sport of rap.
Part of the sport of rap and art. However, there's something deep and dark
Yeah, I think you're
going on here. It's coming from a dark place.
right. Yeah.
And that's where a lot of great art comes from, Jordan. That deep, dark place inside of us.
Yeah.
That place that many people are scared to enter,
to, yeah.
scared to let out. Suga's letting it out. The clothes I wanted, and then money, and then goal, and then what should come next?
What should come next? He got everything.
Yeah.
All right, this is a long note right here.
Yeah.
Suga says, yeah, what would come next? I suddenly realize where I am. The current situation where I have nothing above me.
Ooh.
He's at the top, Jared,
Yeah.
and nobody is above him. The only thing above Suga is a chartered plane flying to come land right next to him to bring him up higher. And it says there's a side note. This word is an abbreviation of this word, a wise man time, or number 2. So that was number 1. Number 2, reality realizing time. So this word's an abbreviation of number 1, a wise man time, or number 2, reality realizing time. A slang that describes 1, a mental status where you have no greed or desire because you realize that the desire is meaningless. Or 2, the moment when you come back to reality after being completely absorbed in something. So a lot of deep meaning here,
Yeah.
Jared. I'm trying to follow along. A wise man time, reality realizing time.
And again, Jordan, the English translation
Yeah.
simply does not do justice to the beauty and complexity of the Korean language.
That's a fact. Yep. Side note. So we're going a step further here, Jared. I didn't think it's necessary to point it out, but I'm just going to put it here since many are taking the origin of this word as the only meaning of it. The origin of this slang, the first one, a wise man time, is related to the feelings men feel after masturbation, a sense of futility and guilt after pursuing/experiencing sexual pleasure. So you have futility and guilt. The word became to be used more widely with different meanings on the internet, in everyday conversations, and even on TV. It refers to the moment when one, A, realizes the reality while exploring unrealistic ideas and hopes, or B, suddenly loses the passion for something that they have been devoting themselves to. I personally read this line as something along the line of, I've achieved everything and there's nothing above me. Now what? Not related to the literal origin of the word. So once again, Jared, there are multiple different meanings and ways you can interpret what he's saying here. And I appreciate the translator for giving us this much information.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to understand all the different meanings, but
Yeah, and the translator tells us here at the end that he personally read this line as something along the line of, I've achieved everything and there's nothing above me.
Yeah.
Now what? Not related to the literal origin of the word.
Yeah.
So he provided us all this context surrounding the literal origin of the word. And he tells us that, hey, here's this context, but I think this is what the line means.
But I would imagine Suga very much understood the context
Exactly.
behind the word he was using.
Exactly.
And it makes sense in terms of what he says before he spits that line,
Yeah.
right? He's talking about how nobody's above him, literally, in these lines above here. I fly on a chartered plane right away.
Yeah.
You know, this country is too small to contain me. Off with your heads. My time's more expensive. The revenue's going up.
New.
Right? So, yeah, it makes sense.
Wow.
All right, let's finish this off, Jared.
Okay, I'll give you a break because that was long, Jordan.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you.
Suga continues, I, who has only been looking up, now would like to just look down and put my feet on the ground like that.
Ooh.
I'm a king, I'm a boss. Remember my name. These who are all talk, twist his legs immediately. And there's a note here that reads, this is also something you'd hear in historical dramas when torturing a suspect.
Okay.
Okay. We may have to check out some of these historical dramas.
Was this a historical drama? Masquerade?
It looks like it. Yeah. With
Period drama.
A period drama. With 12.3 million tickets sold, Masquerade is the 9th highest grossing South Korean film.
All right, we'll add it to the list. You know what, Jared? We still have to get to
Lion King is the top of our list. Right?
Lion King, Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
All these movies that we have yet to watch, we're going to add Masquerade to the list.
Okay. I'm a king. I'm a boss. Everyone knows my name. These who are all talk, cut his head off immediately. Daechwita, hey, play it loud, Daechwita. And he states this line again several times.
Yep.
And that leads us to the end of the song.
And in the music video, the very last thing we heard was the gunshot.
Yes. So you understand the song now, right?
I'd be lying if I said I did.
No,
do you?
I was just kidding.
No, I know you were kidding, but
Yeah.
do you understand? I understand bits and pieces.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've definitely been given more context.
yeah.
We see the explicit nature of the lyrics,
Yep.
explicit and direct nature of the lyrics. But I am intrigued to see how DKDKTV will break it down.
Yeah. And we know by now, after watching a few of their explanation videos, that they truly educate all of us
Yes.
on these songs and the meaning behind them. And I'm interested to see what they say about the music video. Because that, we didn't even comment on any of that.
Yeah.
And it was a production, as you mentioned. So this is Agust D, Daechwita, explained by a Korean. Here we go.
Suga has delivered another hard-hitting mixtape titled D2. The first Agust D album, released in 2016, focused on the tough time Suga faced when he was a teenager. Suga's at a very different place now. He's much older and he's much more successful. And this album focuses on the changes of his feelings after becoming one of music's biggest superstars.
2020.
It's a very honest album, and my personal favorite off of this is the title track, Daechwita. It's an ultimate flex track slash warning slash reminder with tons of historical references, so let's take a look into it.
I love the intro.
Yeah. The sound or
The imagery, the visuals,
the imagery?
and the sounds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chop that meat.
What's he mean by play it loud?
Yeah.
The music? The genre of music?
Daechwita is Korean traditional marching music that was played when kings or royalty were moving about or important guests would visit, as well as when army would be marching. There are two main characters in this music video.
Army.
Well, what I was thinking there, Jared, was he's really referring to himself as a king. Daechwita. The music is playing while he is arriving.
Yeah.
And he's arrived.
Yeah. How I just took what they said about army
Yeah.
as BTS Army.
Let's rewind that real quick.
That was played when kings or royalty were moving about or important guests would visit, as well as when army would be marching.
So when army is marching, Daechwita is playing, and King Agust D is perhaps being lifted up. I don't know.
He's already up.
But that could just be our own interpretation.
Well, he said army.
Yeah,
He didn't say an army, when, as well as when the army would
Yeah.
be marching.
Yeah.
There are two main characters in this music video, a King Suga and a bottom class Suga.
Wow.
You can see that the King Suga is a tyrant. He has everyone kneeling down with the faces down in the ground. and he beheads people who have complaints in this scene. You can see the Shinmungo here. People in the Joseon dynasty would hit this drum if they had something that they've been wronged. They'd hit this drum and the king or someone up in the hierarchy would come and sort out their problems. Except here, King Suga is killing the people who have such complaints and issues.
Does this get back to those historical dramas? Or just history?
This right here appears to be history itself.
Let me just replay that because that went straight over our heads.
Yes.
In the music video.
There are two main characters in this music video, a King Suga and a bottom class Suga. We can see that the King Suga is a tyrant. He has everyone kneeling down with the faces down in the ground. And he beheads people who have complaints in this scene. You can see the Shinmungo here. People in the Joseon dynasty would hit this drum if they had something that they've been wronged. They'd hit this drum and the king or someone up in the hierarchy would come and sort out their problems. Except here, King Suga is killing the people who have such complaints and issues. But the bottom class Suga, with the help of BTS and army represented by the 6 other men and a woman in the scene, starts a coup. He drives up a car with the men representing BTS and also a cute painting of Bang PD. By the way, this painting has its origins in a Jungkook drawing.
Oh, we know it, Jared. Did you just see this? Look at this, Jared. Oh, that's genius right there, Jordan. That's genius. That right there is the hidden reference within this song that matters the most, right? Forget all the Korean historical references, the Korean drama references, that right there.
Yeah.
Okay. We would have never even thought to think that that was the painting of Bang PD that we had seen earlier on in our journey.
Not by watching the music video, we wouldn't.
No, and we would have never thought that that painting would make its way into a Suga music video.
All I'll say, Jared, is it's about time that we finally understand something. Because even if we were watching this and he explained this to us and showed us the picture of Bang PD that was drawn, we would not understand it.
Yes.
But we finally are able to understand our first hidden gem in a music video because we already got to that episode.
Yeah.
Where they drew that picture of Bang PD.
Painting of Bang PD. By the way, this painting has its origins in a Jungkook drawing of Bang PD. It's pretty funny. The King Suga sees this and gives a thumbs down and captures the bottom class Suga. The King Suga wants to kill him and does this graceful sword dance, which apparently Suga learned in 2 days. Meanwhile, bottom class Suga, blindfolded and tied down, starts headbanging, singing Daechwita. Remember how I told you that Daechwita was played when kings were about?
Yeah.
Or when the army would be marching. The bottom class Suga singing this is an announcement that he is actually the real king. He feels like he's the king. The people under the king, the very ones that were kneeling to him in the beginning, are now joining Suga, headbanging with him. This Daechwita is also for them. These kneeling people are armies marching together with the bottom class Suga. At the end, the executioner who was supposed to take down the bottom class Suga actually frees him and gives him a gun. Bottom class Suga grabs this and shoots the king. I think the
Wait a minute. Who gave bottom class Suga the gun?
Bottom class Suga appears to be receiving a gun from
the executioner.
The executioner who is not Suga. And bottom class Suga is about to shoot the king, who is Suga.
Okay. Was the executioner tasked with killing bottom class Suga?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
With a gun?
With a gun or a sword. Pick your poison.
Because we saw King Suga, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Or is that the executioner who was swinging the sword around?
Is also for them. These kneeling people are armies.
Or is King Suga just looking down?
Yes.
At the end, the executioner who was supposed to take down the bottom class Suga actually frees him and gives him a gun. Bottom class Suga grabs this and shoots the king.
So he shoots
I
the
think
king,
the MV and
Jared.
the song
King
is
Sugar.
a metaphor
Sugar.
for BTS and ARMY, taking down the existing system and the ruling forces of the industry. The King Suga represents the system, the existing system.
Oh my
the few
gosh.
The King Sugar represents the system, the existing system. The few powerful companies
that had control over the industry before BTS came to the scene. Bottom class Suga is Suga himself in a small company with basically nothing, as if he was born into a bottom class. And winning the people over, eventually taking down the king with BTS and armies. I think Suga picked the perfect motif to convey his message. And if you look at the historical references, you'll be more amazed at how clever this all is.
Absolutely.
Well, this single verse has a lot to unpack, but let's just start with this line. The Joseon Dynasty, which is most likely where the song is set in, had a strict class system where there was a heavy discrimination based on which class you were born into. Slaves were not even considered human. They would be traded in cases their owners didn't have enough money, and they were thought of more as just things. Think about the mistreatment that BTS received earlier on in their careers. They faced heavy discrimination due to them being from a small company, and they were mistreated. So it's easy to understand why Suga called himself a slave here. Slaves in Joseon were almost completely blocked off from advancing to higher classes. So for a slave to become a king is basically impossible. But Suga's saying he made it happen. The following line is a reference to Kwanghae-gun, the king of Joseon Dynasty in the 17th century. He developed paranoia while in power and notoriously became violent and reckless. Hence the line, "Berserk Tiger, Kwanghae flow."
Wow.
But I think there are more reasons Suga referenced Kwanghae in the lyrics, especially if you consider what his life was like. Kwanghae-gun had a very roller coaster of a life. Originally, he was a war hero, defending Joseon against the Japanese invasion of 1592, one of the biggest wars in Korean history. His father, who was then king, had fled when the war broke out, and the 18-year-old Prince Kwanghae led Joseon troops in the battlefield. Rarely at this time did kings or to-be kings go out into the battlefield themselves. So Kwanghae, fighting with the people, won their hearts over, and there were movements to throne him as the king instead of his father. The father felt threatened by this, so he made a lot of political efforts to stop Kwanghae from gaining influence. Eventually, Kwanghae became stuck between two large political powers, and this struggle eventually made Kwanghae go paranoid and become violent and reckless. Ultimately, he was dethroned after a coup. I think Suga somewhat relates to Kwanghae, as he himself had been through a tough adolescence, having to go out into the battlefield at an early age, just like Kwanghae did. He was an idol with no money, from a small company stuck in an industry dominated by big corporations. When Suga started winning battles and gaining power, he must felt a lot of efforts from the existing big powers to keep him away from the throne, like what Kwanghae experienced from his father when the people wanted him to become the king. Suga mentions putting his past in the rice chest. For many Koreans, the word Tuju, or rice chest, is strongly connected to the tragic story of Sadoseja, which involves him dying in a rice chest. Sadoseja was the son of then King Yeongjo, and his father was extremely harsh on him, humiliating him and scolding him in front of others at a very early age. This became so severe that Sadoseja attempted to commit suicide a few times, but even then, he was treated terribly. He developed what modern doctors diagnose as bipolar disorder and began acting very violently. Eventually, the king ended up hating Sadoseja so much that he orders Sadoseja to go into a rice chest. Sadoseja went in, and he was stuck inside for 8 days and eventually starved to death. Sadoseja had a troubled life, filled with being humiliated and mistreated, and mental health issues just not being understood. Suga has been pretty open about his mental health issues he had when he was growing up, and I think he relates to Sadoseja. He sees himself in it. He says he's putting his past in the rice chest. It's a declaration that he's putting the old troubled Yoongi, the Sadoseja Yoongi, behind and looking at what's ahead of him.
누가 시간은 그 미래 내 시간은 더 빙상들 틱탁한 빙새끼도 명상의 아침을 꽉 뺐. 꺾인 적이 없는 맥주 우리 박수역 비리면 좀좀좀좀좀 참 감사해 내가 천천히 내 그런 이유로 약간 발달에 애잔하게 끝이 없는 재능이 없는 거.
In the second verse, Suga focuses more on how he's now on the throne and he's better than everybody else. Suga directly name drops Bang PD and also takes a shot at other artists who do drugs thinking that they write better music while they're high. I won't name any names here, but I'm sure you can think of an artist or a few artists for that matter that will be at the butt end of this. Some in bigger companies, in fact.
Ooh boy.
The diss aside, this line is also a glimpse into Bang PD's relationship with BTS. In a typical company, it'd be extremely difficult to even mention the name of your boss this openly without putting the honorifics 님, especially considering how much a veteran and how much older Bang PD is compared to BTS. However, Suga name drops Bang PD as if he was his friend.
I love
we
that.
can sense that there is a very close bond.
I love
and
that.
assume that Bang PD is very democratic with BTS. The fact that Suga is talking of Bang PD so casually is a flex of its own to others, as it's a sign that BTS has become so big and valuable to the company that he's at level with Bang PD.
Favorite part?
Yeah, that's your part. And he brings it up right here.
Now this is an interesting bit. Here Suga uses the Korean word hyunta. Hyunta is an interesting Korean slang that is used all around the internet. Directly translated as wise man's time, it is a word to describe the feeling you get right after you've ejaculated. Yes, ejaculated. And you feel no more sexual urges and you have a moment of clarity in your brain. You feel still, present, and sometimes disappointed that the short moment of satisfaction was all you got and you worked so hard for it. This slang originated from Japan, but it has become a staple in Korean everyday language, and it is widely used in everyday life outside of sexual situations. Usually in situations when you finally got what you dearly wanted and you wonder, that was it? Suga's saying he's feeling extreme hyunta because he has it all. He has money, he has clothes, he has everything he ever wanted. And there's nothing, no one above him. While this could be considered a small cry for help, I think within the context of this song, it's more of a hard flex. He's saying, others can only dream of what I have, but now I got everything and I feel bored and disappointed. But you won't know how I feel because you never had any of it.
And you never will. Crazy, bro.
BTS has been on the top for the past few years, absolutely dominating, with a level of popularity that has never been seen in K-pop before. They're so dominant that it's sometimes easy to forget that they too had humble beginnings. In fact, more humble than most top artists out now today. They had to fight their way through discrimination, mistreatment, and humiliation. Daechwita is a reminder that this was where they started, and they took that system down. And it's also a warning that they had the resilience and the force to go through all of this, to go from slave to king. If you want us to make more videos like this, supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV helps us a lot. These explain videos get copyright claimed, thus we make no money off of them, 0 cents. So please consider supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV. For just a cup of coffee a month, you can get exclusive content and also help us continue our careers. And until next time, bye-bye.
Yeah, listen. Go support DKDKTV.
Yes.
Jared, they are the backbone to our comprehensive understanding of BTS and songs like this.
Yeah.
What in the world? Even reading the lyrics through our simplistic interpretation of a translated, laid out dissection of this song for us.
Yeah.
Even with that, we didn't even get 10% of what was going on here.
And it all seems to circle back to the fact that we are not fluent in the language, Jordan.
Yeah.
And simply reading a translated version of the Daechwita lyrics, or any lyrics for that matter, we are unable to fully grasp and fully appreciate what is really going on here. Like that one word, Jordan. Was it hyanta?
Hyanta.
Hyanta.
Yep.
One word can mean so much, right? And how it takes so many words in English to describe that one word, right? But when it clicked, when he explained, it's the feeling after this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what that means.
Post clarity. That's what that is. Yeah.
I know what that means.
And in the context for the song, though, it's just has a slightly different meaning.
Yeah.
But it's the same feeling. It's like, wait, is this all?
That's it.
I'm here. Like, no, okay. I guess it is. I've gotten used to this. Oh. Do you want to start?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, I want to know what you thought about the explanation. What did you pick up, Jared?
Okay, Jordan.
Because I just have one song lyric that summarizes this whole entire song for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to tell it?
I'll wait. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Jordan, after watching DKDKTV break this down,
Yep.
it is very clear that Daechwita is a flex track.
That's right.
And not only is it a flex track, it's exactly how a flex track should be curated, should be made.
Explain.
This is how a flex track should be done, right? Often we see and hear flex tracks of, ha, 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 ha. I got $1 million underneath my bed. I have 40 gold chains right on my dresser. I'm telling you exactly where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have all this. I didn't have it yesterday. Look at me now. Okay. That's wonderful.
Yep.
Great. But an Agust D flex track, Jordan, provides us with historical references out the wazoo.
Yes, sir.
It provides us with a highly complex dichotomy, right? Is the word you used. Metaphors, imagery, onomata. So much going on. And then we add on to all of that Suga's absolute raw honesty. That's how a flex track should be done.
Right.
Yeah.
Spot on. The song lyrics that came to mind for me are started from the bottom, now we're here. That's what this is, Jared.
Yeah.
And we have to remember, this is 2020.
Yeah.
This isn't when they were still on the come up. So what he's doing here is saying, I'm at the top because I am at the top. This isn't like just a joke.
Yeah.
No pun intended, because this song reminded me of RM's song, Joke. You said that this is the way a flex track should be created.
Yes.
And if you go back and look at the way RM constructed Joke, that's exactly what he sort of did here, except this is not a joke. This is an actual cinematic production that is showing us how Suga rose from the bottom.
Yes.
With Army, Jared. In Joke, RM was using all these references. He was using all these complex rhyme schemes and spitting, and calling it a joke, but proving to everybody that he's the best because he can do that.
Yeah.
And that's what Suga's doing here.
Yeah.
Proving that he's the best, not just by saying I have 8 gold chains and they're right here. Try to come take them.
Yeah.
He's doing this, Jared. He's using complex historical events, basically putting himself in the shoes of historical figures.
Exactly.
Gwanghae, Soro Seisha.
Yeah.
And I'm probably not pronouncing those correctly, Jared, but it's mind-blowing. He picks these historical figures and takes a piece of their story and relates with it. Gwanghae, what he had to go through with his dad, right? And going out on the battlefield as a king, struggling with mental health issues as Soto Seja did.
Yeah.
You know, putting your past in a rice chest.
Yeah.
Right? Suga's putting it behind him.
And again, to think about that imagery of an actual person starving to death in a rice chest.
Yeah.
Very powerful, Jordan. And to be able to draw that analogy, right? Like, what?
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's the brilliance. And he said, thankfully, I'm a genius.
Yeah. And the most brilliant thing of all is something that we see BTS implement or inject into so much of their music, into so many music videos, is ARMY.
Yeah.
That doesn't just happen, Jordan. That is genius level injection, right? I can picture Suga after having conceptualized his vision, right? He says, yeah, we're going to add a little bit from the Joseon dynasty. We're going to add a little bit from Masquerade. You remember that 2012 film, Masquerade? Wait, we can't forget about ARMY. So when bottom class Suga is about to start his coup, how about we have ARMY surround him and bang their heads because, yeah, that's perfect. Like what? How about we have these 6 figures standing beside Suga and the woman.
Yeah, the
right?
woman. That was interesting.
To me, I took it as the woman is representing ARMY.
Okay.
Right? How about we do that? How about we inject Bang PD in here? Because you know what, Jordan?
Yeah.
You know what? Bang PD does not have a stick up his ass.
And that's why I'm able to show his picture. Jared, I'm able to show his picture with 2 dots and a big nose. Matter of fact, take your piece of paper and draw Bang PD. I'm going to go ahead and try to do a better one. Okay, let's show ARMY real quick. You know, it's like some people would get mad at that. Like, oh, how dare you draw my nose like that? How dare you draw me like that?
How dare you call out Bang PD in a song as if he was your friend?
And not
how dare you?
Exactly. Not respect him like other agencies expect you to do so.
When in reality, the only reason BTS is where they are right now is because they were able to address Bang PD as their friend.
Oh boy.
It's because of the relationship they have with Bang PD. It's because Bang PD doesn't have a stick up his ass.
But he told them to tell their stories. And what are they doing here? Yet again, Jared. What is Suga doing here? He's telling his story, and not only telling his story, he says, okay, let's set it in the Joseon dynasty.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce the word. We will learn though. Let's set it in the Joseon dynasty, Jared. Let's set this entire cinematic film. Matter of fact, this isn't just a music video, everybody. This is a film from the very beginning, right? It felt like a movie.
Yeah. I'm still struggling here, Jordan, though, because I got to flip a few pages because I'm seeing Bang PD right now. We watched the music video, Jordan, and not once did we think, okay, this production is going to depict King Suga versus bottom class Suga. Did you think that when you were watching the music video?
No.
Like, what?
But as we know by now, we usually don't pay as much attention to the music video as we should because we're trying to read the lyrics.
Yeah.
So it's like this constant unpacking of these packages and productions. And we're left here with so much more content to get to, Jared.
You know, it's very interesting what happened to me, at least, with this song.
What happened?
The explanation of it, reading through the lyrics, understanding the song more, is hitting me harder than listening to the song for the first time.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good way to put it.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's Suga, Jordan. I feel like that's Suga.
Well, don't be hit so hard that you have to unbuckle or that the buckle comes loose, Jared.
Yeah.
Because we still have a vocal line and rap line
you're right.
performance
You're right.
of this song. Are
You're
you
right.
ready?
I was born ready, Jordan.
Army, right now, you can watch our reaction to the vocal line and rap line performing Daechwita live on our Patreon at patreon.com/Jared and Jordan BTS. And you can also join us as we watch the music video sketch for Daechwita and Suga's Daechwita sword dance practice,
Yes.
which we learned from the explanation video that he learned it in 2 days.
2 days.
In 2 days. So join us over there, everybody. The party continues, the mind-blowing continues, and the learning continues.
Oh, we're just getting started, Jordan.
We're just getting started. See you all over there, everybody. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. Let us know your thoughts about the song in the comments down below, and subscribe if you haven't already.
And don't forget to turn on those notifications. But most importantly, be kind.
And keep an open mind, everybody.
Peace.
That's V. That's V.
당해 먹고 곧바로 난 저 새끼로 날아 나를 타기엔 이 나라는 아직 여전히 작아 누가 시간은 그 미래 내 시간은 더 빅상들 틱탁 선비 새끼들